Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nerds with Friends. My name is Cody Leach, and as always, I'm joined by Christian Garcia.
What up? Did you see Tom Cruise on the news?
No, I didn't. What's going on with Tommy?
So I am on his side.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are conflicted.
Okay.
So basically, they're filming Mission Impossible 7.
Of course.
And they have very strict COVID rules, of course. So he saw a couple of people who aren't in the movie. I'm assuming, I don't know, camera guy, fucking
Boom guy.
whatever.
Best boy.
So
Key grip.
Those. Shout out to all those people. Movies wouldn't be made without them.
That's true.
So they weren't following the rules. Like, they weren't 6 feet, and I guess maybe one of them didn't have a mask, and he just went over there, and he just started fucking yelling at them.
Whoa.
Apparently, Tropic Thunder style, like
That's
when he
awesome.
played that one bald guy, the dick cheese guy.
I forget what his name was, like something.
But he was like, we're not going to fucking stop this movie. We're not going to stop production. We are the gold standard, and blah, blah, and he started going off, and he was yelling, and... Hey, man, I at times I wish I could fucking yell at people like that at the grocery store or on the street. Like, wear your fucking mask. Don't be a douchebag.
Yeah, that's true.
And so there's a lot of people who are like, this is how you should be talking to people. And, or comparing it to, like, Christian Bale. I'm like, wait, first off, Christian Bale, I also kind of semi-agree with. Don't fuck. When you're filming, don't fuck around in the background. But he was more dickish.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with Tom Cruise. When it comes to the pandemic, you should be able to fucking yell at people. And, call them out on it. So, but some people are like, you should talk to staff. Well, you know what? Staff should be wearing their fucking mask and keeping distance.
Yeah, well, I mean, I definitely agree that, everyone should follow the rules. And, whenever something like this happens, any sort of like outburst or whatever from a celebrity, we don't know what happened previously. Like, Tom Cruise could have been like the perfect gentleman the first time the guy wasn't doing it.
Yeah, true.
He's like, hey, man, can you just go over here? And then the guy could have rolled his eyes and been like, fucking Mission Impossible. It's Mission Impossible to work with him.
At Tom Cruise. Not
Maybe he did. Maybe he did. He's like, maybe it was the last straw for him. So. And
he had more lines like, we're lucky to be working. Other companies aren't working. And then he's like, we're not shutting this down. And he said some other stuff. I was like, I don't disagree with him. I don't like his Scientology bullshit, but, pandemic style, I'm with it.
Well, if you had gone clear, Christian, then you would know what Tom Cruise knows about COVID and how it's a evil alien plot from Xenu.
And probably. He doesn't have the right vibrations for him to get sick. His body vibrates
Exactly. I rewatched that documentary, Going Clear, again.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Those people are crazy.
They are crazy.
If you're a Scientologist and you listen to Nerds with Friends, why are you so crazy?
You want another good one? BBC Panorama did a good one.
Big Black Cock?
Yes.
Panorama?
Panorama.
So big.
That's the only way to get the shot of it.
Yeah.
Panorama.
All right. Well, welcome to Nerds with Friends. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe on YouTube. Whatever they have on Apple Podcasts, I don't remember. It's probably a like or something, right?
Maybe.
In a comment. Yeah. Just, leave us some nice reviews. Make sure you check out all of our info. nerdswithfriendspodcast.com. That's where you can find out all of our social medias, including TikTok.
Yeah.
I remembered it this time. TikTok.
Twitter's the one where I'm the most active. So if you're interacting on Twitter, it's this guy.
And I pretty much take care of Instagram and Facebook for that matter. But we answer any comments that you guys put on there. And we do love seeing them. So thank you guys for participating. But let's get down to some nerdy confessions, Christian, where we confess the things that make us nerds. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
It's about a book.
As long as it's not Stormlight Archive.
It's not.
Okay.
So I just started The Institute by Stephen King.
Stephen King. Mm-hmm. That's one of his newer ones, I think. Right?
Yes. It's really, really good. In fact, any free moment, I really want to finish it. It's kind of like one of the descriptions that I saw. I guess I kind of agree with this somewhat. It's like Stranger Things, but on steroids.
Oh, okay.
So
I feel like Stranger Things was like the Goonies on steroids.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
or
I don't think
Stand By Me.
I don't think I'll give too much away, but it's about kids with certain abilities. And I just wish he would connect it more to the Dark Tower and say they have the touch or the Shining. And he doesn't outright do it, but you see a lot of that in his characters in other books.
Sure.
So that's it. And maybe he'll do it towards the end, but it's really good. Highly recommend it. I can't stop listening to it. I hope maybe one day they make a movie about it or a show.
That'd be cool. I mean, we are in the golden age of Stephen King.
The Stand.
The Stand comes out
when
tomorrow.
you guys listen to this, yeah. I mean,
one episode will be out already.
So we'll be talking about that shit.
Which is very exciting. I just finished rereading the book. I listened to it this time, which is kind of interesting. Because like certain people's voices, I didn't have, I didn't think that in my head, I didn't have it the same as the guy reading it.
When I did The Stand, it was audio, and I fucking loved it. It was great.
It was good. I mean, I forget what the guy who read its name was, but it's not like it was bad. It was just certain people, like Tom Cullen's is pretty hard to not hear it that way, and he's the best. But like Stu and Glenn and some of the other characters, I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting way of reading it. And Flag, of course.
Side note, I really thought that song was a real song.
Oh, Baby Can You Dig Your Man?
I'm like, dude, even like right now when you said it, like I could hear the fucking tune and like even part of the song, like.
Well, I don't remember, but I think they, in the original, what was it, a TV miniseries or whatever? In the 90s, I think they had a version of it that they wrote.
Maybe that's what my brain's connecting to.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what they do in this new one. Maybe they record another version of it or something. I'm excited for Larry Underwood.
I'm gonna have to get fucking Access? What
CBS All Access.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that now.
Yeah, fucking CBS. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, from the previews, it looks good. Whoopi Goldberg as Mother Abigail.
The only thing is, like, she's
Cyclops is, I think, Stu Redman.
She's supposed to be rail thin.
Yeah. Whoopi's gonna be Whoopi. we need the thinnest, oldest black lady we can find.
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't really integral to the story. She was just old. That's her main deal.
130?
108, I think it was.
108.
Mm-hmm. My nerdy confession is that I have been completely lost in Night City, Cyberpunk 2077.
I just started it.
It's so good. I mean, and we're actually going to talk a little bit more about it later, and kind of the things that have come about from the game release. It's been kind of a rocky start to that game.
Putting it mildly.
But more on that in a little bit. But I will say, if you're thinking about getting it, probably get it on PC or PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Or Xbox Series X.
As PS4.
PS4 and Xbox One, it doesn't work so good. But, I mean, my real nerdy confession is that I've spent so much time playing it, and I just enjoy doing all the little side quests and stuff. And my personal goal, we talked about this earlier, first of all, was I was going to make a lady with penis. Mission accomplished.
Nice.
Mission accomplished. My second goal is to bang every possible person in it. I'm pretty good. I've got one left to go.
Nice.
But you have to do it multiple playthroughs to do that, for all the romance options. Because basically there's like, for the main romance option, there's one man and one woman for each gender that you can be.
So do they make you play straight, or you can, like, if you wanted to bang a dude as a dude, could you?
Yes.
Yeah. Dragon Age did that.
Yeah, you could. You basically, there's one man and one woman that you can bang as a man or a woman.
Nice.
It doesn't matter what's interesting about it is it doesn't matter what you have downstairs. It just matters what, like, body type and voice you picked.
Body type? I wasn't able to change my body type.
Well, I mean, like, did you have, like, titties or no?
No.
So then you're a man.
Okay. I guess what I was saying is, like, I thought it was interesting that they gave the dick, you could pick your dick size, but you couldn't pick, like, how big your chest was or your muscles.
Yeah. Like, in the future, you can have whatever you want as long as you have a six-pack.
I thought that was weird. Like, dude, let me change this a little bit. Like,
yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting.
I did like the Dungeons and Dragons stats, though. Intelligence, wisdom, I think they had, like, Constitution. I don't know what they did.
Well, there was, like, tech ability. There's body, which is kind of like a Constitution.
I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It is very interesting because you're right. You can literally change your dick size, not by much. Like, I wanted a hog, you know what I mean?
It was small. It was small, normal, large.
Yeah, and the large one, I'm like, I mean, that's a good day
Yeah.
for sure, you know. But I'm just like, I want it.
not what
I wanted to like hit my kneecaps,
Yeah.
you know, popping out of my shorts, you know. But they wouldn't let you. Also circumcised, uncircumcised. You could.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
That's kind of cool, I
Nice.
guess. Well, they are from Poland, so Europeans, they have different, you know, practices over there. But yeah,
Let me ask you a question. What'd you go? Aardvark or cut?
I did cut. I did cut large, and I did big nipples.
You could choose nipples?
Yeah, you can choose nipples.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. They didn't give that option
Big old,
to the men.
big old pepperonis.
Sexist.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought very interesting, but you're right. You can't choose your height
Or your build.
Or your build, which was interesting. And it's funny cuz they're in the game there's people of different builds.
Yeah.
Like the NPCs there are. But, you know, maybe, you know, and we'll talk a little bit about it in the segment after our ad, but you know, there are enough problems as it is without them trying to add more stuff to it. But who knows? Maybe there'll be an update later where you can change everything. But I thought it was the whole character creation process was very interesting. And one thing too, here's another fun fact that I read about. I didn't actually notice myself, but you can, you know, as a female character, you could choose your boob size, right?
What'd you go with?
Large, of course. Christian. It's
Nice.
like you don't know me.
Like
it's
a
like we
nice-
haven't been potting together for
Nice handful. I don't know.
No. I'm talking as big as they let me go. I will say that. But
Do the graphics affect it like when you're moving around?
no.
Well, I guess you can't really see yourself.
That's the thing is that as soon as you put a shirt on, they're all the same size because they're just mashed down and like this is what the shirt looks like, and so you know it doesn't affect. So if you're running around topless, you can definitely you see, but yeah, interesting stuff. I mean, I just wanted to. I wish I was a fly on the wall of the guy who's getting like the dick gravity physics to work.
Oh yeah.
Just like, oh, it's not floppy enough.
It's definitely needs more weight. For sure.
Needs more weight down at the tip.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny. That was like one guy's job.
can-
And you know, nothing in video games takes like a day or an hour.
Oh no.
He was working on that for weeks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For
It's the
weeks.
same thing with the guy with the horses in Red Dead Redemption 2. Like he
Yeah,
had to get the balls physics.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
I remember I sent you a picture when we started playing Red Dead Redemption. I'm like, look at the horse's balls.
Yeah.
They're just hanging there.
I'm just saying. I know we're gonna get into it later, but the balls were better rendered in
Red Dead
than the human balls and dick and
You would think they would be able to send like the ball physics file over to another studio. It's like, here guys, we know you're doing dick and balls in this game.
yeah. We've already worked out all
We
this.
worked it out. It is pristine.
Yeah.
You might size them down. You don't want to give your guy horse balls. But,
Yeah. You know, just to scale.
just for scale. Yeah. But my overall impressions of Red Dead, we'll do maybe like a spoiler-filled, full in-depth review later.
Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah. What did I say? Red Dead?
Red Dead.
Red Dead. Yeah, we'll do that later, too. No. Yeah, so for Cyberpunk, you know, without going too far into the story and everything else, the game is super fun. It's amazing. Even on the PS5, which is basically playing a PS4 game, because they didn't actually make a PS5 version. It's playing backwards compatibility mode. It is still a very good-looking game and a fun game. The story's amazing. Choosing all your different dialogue options is crazy to see how it affects different things. There's fun little secrets hidden all over the place. There's a fun little Easter egg in there. Did you ever watch Demolition Man?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, right?
Fuck.
If you go into your apartment, into V's apartment, look in the bathroom. You have the 3 seashells.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I can't believe I haven't seen that yet.
So good. I mean, why?
Do we see how they fucking work?
Nope. Still a
We're
mystery.
gonna explain that later.
Still a mystery. Don't know how the 3 seashells work.
I'll tell you guys in a second.
But yeah, it's an excellent game. Obviously, it's had its share of problems on PC. My friend Anthony plays it on PC. He says it's, for the most part, has been pretty headache free.
Anya, former guest, can't even get it to work.
Yeah. Is she playing on PC?
PC.
Interesting. Gotta update that graphics card.
So I'm gonna tell you from the little bit I played on PS4, it looks so bad.
Does it?
Really bad. Like really, really bad. Some things would, like, you can tell, like, oh, it's waiting to load and render, and then it never did. What else? One thing I did want to say before I forget. Jackie, your sidekick.
Yep.
His Spanish is terrible. You can definitely tell.
It's future Spanish.
It's bad future Spanish. You can definitely tell with someone who didn't speak Spanish. Like, all right, here are the lines. Try your best. Like, for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's.
I mean, I definitely heard some of this stuff, and I'm like, I don't recognize that word. Maybe it's future Spanish.
No. It was probably some shit he couldn't pronounce.
Something he couldn't say.
Don't get me wrong. Voice actor, everything else fantastic.
Overall, I'm pretty happy with the voice acting of everybody. I will say Keanu Reeves is a little monotone in a couple points, but that's like Keanu Reeves.
I haven't got to him yet, but also the video you sent me on the phone, the graphics on the PS4 is nowhere near that.
Okay.
At all. Like, it looks like a PS3 game.
Yeah.
On a PS4.
Bummer.
It looks really, really bad. I mean, the gameplay is still fun, but it's just like, oh, man, it's like, come on, man. Like, fucking, I saw Red Dead Redemption. I saw fucking...
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, we know what the PS4 can do. Like,
right.
what had happened?
I know. Well, we'll get into that, but before we do...
Oh, I thought we were doing it right now.
Well, we'll take a quick little break, and then we'll come right back to it. So we'll be right back.
And that's how the 3 seashells work.
Exactly, 100%. It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I never thought, that's why there's 3, right?
Yeah.
I mean, crazy.
2 would be crazy.
I know, 2's impossible, now that you explained it out. Anyway, we wanted to talk a little bit about a couple failed launches that have come up, right?
A little bit of failure.
A little bit of a failure. So we already alluded to it. The most recent one is Cyberpunk 2077. And now the game, as I've said, I enjoy it a lot. I've been playing it. I must have played it for, 15 hours, 27 hours, something like that.
About an hour, maybe 2 hours in.
Yeah. And I've been playing it a lot, and I really, really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
He's got a dildo weapon.
I've got a dildo weapon. Yeah, that was from a secret.
Fucking killed one guy with one hit.
Yeah, dude, it's good. And it vibrates. It makes a bzzz sound.
Tell me when you turn it on, your controller changes
Oh,
color.
I wish, Christian. That's another one of my problems with this game.
Because it's pink, and if your controller, like the little light, had turned pink, that would have been
Oh,
awesome.
that would have been dope. If the whole controller just shakes the whole time, it would be amazing. But they didn't do it. Dual sense, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so CD Projekt Red, which is the studio who created not only this game but the Witcher series, they've come under some fire recently because, like Christian said, the game is almost unplayable.
The excuse they gave says like, well, it's on a 7-year-old console, and then everyone said Ghost of Tsushima, Red Dead Redemption,
well, not only
Last of Us 2.
Not only that, but they've been working on this game for 7 years, basically. I think 7 years ago they teased at E3, and they always said this is going to be a PS4 and an Xbox One game, and obviously they didn't optimize it very well for those systems, and all the demo content, all the reveal content that they've ever showed on it, every video, every hey, here's a preview of gameplay. Here's our the copy we've given out to streamers. It was all on PCs and on high-end PCs too.
Yeah.
So that was a big complaint that a lot of people had. They're like, look, you never showed us what it looks like on PS4 and Xbox One. That was, you're pulling the wool over people's eyes, essentially.
They came out and they said anyone who wants a refund, we'll give you a refund.
Yeah, but they also said contact whoever you bought it from first, and if you go to Best Buy or GameStop, they're gonna be like, get fucked.
Yeah.
That's our money now.
I downloaded it from Sony, so I wonder if Sony would just be like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think once you get your PS5, it is completely we'll talk more about PS5 in a little bit. It's completely playable. I will say there are some weird things. There's glitches. Obviously, you see a bunch of people and weird T poses, just standing there, and you just go up there and like murder them.
Yeah, I killed a guy and somehow he ended up all twisted in like a closet or something.
Right. And honestly, like that kind of stuff doesn't bother me that much. It's things that'll get ironed out later on, right?
Jackie was standing next to me and he moved, but his guns were still floating in the air.
Like people will be smoking cigarettes and then they'll smoke it and then they'll bring it back down. The cigarette will just be floating in the air above them and stuff. And
what were you guys doing for 7 years?
Yeah. And so a bunch of weird little things like that. That stuff doesn't bother me that much. But a couple of the bigger ones I've had is the game straight crashes on me at least once a day. Like that needs to be fixed immediately. And they already
where are the patches for it?
They already came out with one hotfix patch, and I was like, oh, cool, it'll fix that. Maybe it was just a faulty piece of code or whatever. Nope, still happens all the fucking time.
I'm like, why didn't they just delay it again? Like, you've already done 7 years. What's another like month or two or whatever?
Well, I think one of the reasons why they didn't wait is because they wanted, first of all, holiday money, because people are looking for games to buy for people for holiday. The next gen consoles both just came out, so the first thing you do when you buy a new console, you buy some games. Yeah. So I think they were just between the holiday and people are staying home more because of COVID, especially with the recent shutdowns. So they wanted to capitalize on all of that market share out there, right?
Good job. Mm-hmm. Really good job. No, I mean, I've never seen a more glitchy game that's come out. I mean, it has to be probably the glitchiest game.
I think it's definitely one of them. Another one that kind of comes to mind, we talked about it last week on our RPG episode. Mass Effect Andromeda had a bunch of those kind of glitches when it first came out. I luckily waited a couple months to play it, and it was fine when I played it. And then No Man's Sky was another one that it was just like, it was one of these games that was sold as like, you can go to an infinite number of planets and each one's going to be a different vibrant life. And you get there and it's like, oh, well, this one has the same rocks as that other one does. It's green instead of blue.
I'm just curious, like, who is the fuck up in that? Where they're like, just push it out anyway. And like, you know what? There's a lot of shit that's not going to go right. And like, right. Fuck it, just push it out anyway.
Well, I think a big part of it comes from the fact that these studios are businesses and they have shareholders, right? It's a publicly traded company. And their investors were like, look, you've pushed it back, however many times it's been delayed. It's been like 3 or 4 times already. And they're like, just get it. We have to get it. We have to, otherwise we're going to pull our money out of the company. And so I think they felt the pressure from that and they pushed out a product that was not complete.
Now everyone's like, see?
Yeah. And I mean, we've seen other video game companies suffer from, chasing the almighty dollar, right? Activision and EA have both come under harsh scrutiny from that, from like the Star Wars Battlefront 2. That game like flopped when it first came out.
I enjoyed it. I don't remember any problems with it.
Well, it that wasn't necessarily from bugs. It was from the loot box pay to win.
Oh, I think I remember that. Where like you could like upgrade your weapons and be like unstoppable right away.
Yeah, exactly. Like the pay to win,
that's right.
Structure. Basically, you could, if you had $100, you could throw it into these loot boxes and get guns that other people would have to grind for hundreds of hours. to get. I like the way that Destiny does their paid thing, where basically it's just cosmetic stuff. Same thing with like Fortnite.
Yeah.
I
could never get into Fortnite.
Me neither. But
I couldn't fucking do it.
For a bunch of fucking tweens.
I tried it and I'm like, wait, I have to build stuff? Wait, why do I have to build stuff? How did that dude build that shit hella fast? That shit looks like a fucking fort.
It's because he's fucking 14 and has nothing better to do.
I couldn't do it.
But yeah, so I think a big part of it comes from the corporate pressure of, we got to release this game. We got to start making money off of it. We can't delay it anymore.
Fuck the money guys.
Yeah.
They should just let the artists, do their fucking jobs. Like, if they're telling you, like, hey, it's not ready, all right, well, fuck it. It's not fucking ready.
On the flip side, we have Patrick Rothfuss and George R.R. Martin, who haven't released a book in 10 years,
It's a process, Cody. You can't rush the fucking creative side. It just has to come.
Yeah, there has to be a balance there, right? A little push from an outside party saying like, hey guys, we need to really seriously think about releasing this game. People are losing interest. That's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
It's a bad thing when it turns into this thing is 100% gonna flop and not work well, and we should not release this because it's literally damaged their company.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The reputation. Now, a lot of people don't remember, but The Witcher 3, which is also a very big, well thought out game, it had its share of problems when it first came out too. It was glitchy and buggy. The NPCs floated all through the air and stuff like that, So it's not like they can't fix it and can't overcome it. It just really sucks, especially for someone like me who I'm like, dude, this game, I've been waiting for a while for this game to come out. Got my new PS5. I'm excited for how awesome the graphics are. Then they say, well, it's actually a PS4 game. We don't have a PS5 version. There'll be a free update, but we don't know when that's coming out.
Just wait 6-7 months and then
exactly, or a year or whatever. And so that's already a bummer. But then I get it. I'm like, well, at least it's gonna run super smooth on my PS5 playing a PS4 game.
Maybe.
And basically every hour or two, it turns off, and you have to start it up again. And thank God the load times are, super quick.
I wouldn't care so much about the load time, but I'd be like, did I save the last fucking thing I did?
I've ran into that several times where I've been in the middle of a mission and I've had to start it over again. I had another side mission I went on where the premise of the mission is, you have to do a shooting competition to win this cool epic gun, right? And part of the fun of it is you have to take a shot every time you're about to go shoot the next round, so your vision gets a little wavy, which is all like, that's cool. That's a fun side mission. But when I went to go, do like the first or second round of it, my character goes into T-pose and I can't pull guns out. I can't shoot. And so there's a timer for each round.
It actually would have been funny if you were in the T mode, but you're still be able to shoot. Still be able, like 4 arms.
Yeah, I wouldn't care about that. But it wouldn't let you shoot, and so it lets the time run out, and so there's no way to beat that mission and get that gun. And I'm like, God damn it!
I want to wait. Just gotta wait months.
Yeah, I guess.
You gotta wait another year until they fix the problems.
Yeah, so it's that kind of stuff is frustrating. I think that's really been the only real like game breaking thing aside from the crashes that I've experienced. Everything else is just kind of weird stuff. Like, you have tracking guns. They're like one of the tech pistols you can get. The bullets will curve around and shoot the guys. And like I have those and sometimes they don't track. So the bullets just go all over the place. I'm like, God damn it.
I would like someone to explain how that would really work. I mean, I get it, sci-fi future, we don't really need an explanation, but that's always seemed like a silly thing for me in a movie or a game. Like, dude, you can't fucking do that. What, they got little jet engines, each bullet? Like, what?
Yeah,
that's what change direction?
That's what they have. I don't know.
Like, you shoot little mini missiles. Like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you'd make that work. I'd assume that they'd have to have some sort of little fins on them, so they can change trajectory in the air, and it wouldn't be like. So
then now it's going to need a CPU to think of when to change.
Everything has a freaking CPU in that game. It's called Cyberpunk. my freaking tits have CPUs in them. So nothing really game breaking. I will say, if you're going to pick up Cyberpunk, you got to play it on PS5, Xbox Series X, or PC.
I will give out a warning. Me playing it, I don't get dizzy from video games. The first-person shooter made me a little bit dizzy.
Oh, really?
So I don't know.
My friend Anthony said that too, and he was like, "Yeah."
And I don't get dizzy from video games.
Interesting.
So, but like someone like my brother who can't play like Call of Duty, he'll be fucked. I'm assuming like he wouldn't be able to do it at all.
One thing too is like there's a technology in the game called brain dances, which are like virtual reality thing where it like stimulates your brain directly, and you put on this headset to do it. And it straight up had like blue and red flashing lights.
What the fuck are you doing?
People are having super seizures.
Every video game that it would have possibly something like always says for those,
Yeah, they put that in there. That was in the hotfix.
I didn't see that in the beginning.
Yeah, it was so stupid.
Dude, like what the fuck are they thinking? What the fuck was everyone smoking?
They're too focused on the dicks.
I guess, right?
They're like, look, we need these dicks floppy. And we need multiple versions.
Some guy's like, what
about seizures?
Lights? Like maybe
Fuck seizures.
Did you not hear we're talking about dicks?
Yeah. Like we have more important things on the table. Oh, I see your dick's on the table. Yeah, it was a joke. There's more important things on the table. Get it? Yeah, so definitely I would wait, and I'm sure there'll be some announcement coming. They're saying like the first big patch is gonna come in January and another in February. So if you have a last gen console, just wait, and
Unless you're an idiot like me and you don't have one and you fucking did it anyway.
Yeah.
But at least I guess I have it paid for when I get the next system. So.
Yeah, it'll convert over, I'm sure. Convert over to your PS5, Christian. Let's talk a little bit about the PlayStation 5.
The fuck are you doing, Sony?
Now, I think it's not entirely Sony's fault. And
it's a little bit of Sony's fault.
Well, we'll go over it in a second here, but essentially, we've talked several times about you trying to get a PS5 because you had one, it got lost. We're not going to talk about that necessarily.
Fuck you, scalpers, because that's the problem right now. They're still fucking hoarding them, and it's fucking bullshit. Bloomberg just put out an article that said for every 3 consoles sold, only 1 video game has been sold. So that fucking obviously proves the scalpers are just hoarding this shit to keep the value high. Sit on those. No one fucking buy them. And then I hope you just fucking lost a whole bunch of money because you thought you were going to like make a shit ton by scalping these. Fuck you guys.
And one thing that's crazy too about that article is that like GameStop, which is one of the biggest, it is the biggest video game only retailer out there. They're not selling the system by itself.
No, bundles.
They're selling it with 2 games.
Yeah.
So that number takes into account those 2 games being sold.
So that
with it.
one game sold for every 3 is actually inflated.
Yeah. And so a lot of people, and if you've been trying to get a PS5, I'm sure you've seen this. People are buying them up and they're using bots to go into these sites when they open up, like either PlayStation Direct, Walmart, Best Buy.
Obviously that
everything.
Hey, pick out the bicycle or tell me where the bridge is fucking not working. We need something else.
Why even make us go through the freaking CAPTCHA thing if bots can get through it?
I mean, they're obviously getting through.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
I was in the Sony
Does
Direct.
it just click on all of the boxes?
I don't
really
know.
Fast?
I was in the Sony Direct queue 30 minutes before it even happened.
Yep.
And I did my stupid bicycle shit. I'm obviously I'm half an hour early. Like, I have to be like close. Like I'm for sure. I'm like maybe this time I'm gonna get it. Hour wait, like 20 minutes into the hour wait, sold out. It was like, dude, what the fuck?
Well, one thing they did this time, I don't know if you read about it, but what they did this time was very similar to how they handle Comic-Con, which Comic-Con, every one of these big releases should take note from what Comic-Con does because it's very hard to scalp a Comic-Con ticket. Yeah. It's easier now that they've changed a few things in the last 2 years. But traditionally it's very hard to scalp that. And the way they do it, which is how they did this latest round of PlayStation releases, is they'll put you into a random group once the thing opens up, and then they pick those groups at random to buy them. We didn't get picked today, obviously, but they should have been doing that from the frickin' start, because then bots have less of a chance of getting it. Because the bots automatically click in really fast.
This is what I think they should do, and just take long ass pre-orders again. Let anyone who wants one buy one. And if they're like, hey, dude, okay, everyone wants to buy one, come in, we're taking your orders. And if they're like, okay, we're going to try to get it to you by late January. Sorry, maybe February. At least that way I know I'm going to get one. I'm not fucking trying to struggle and compete with bots. There has to be a better way.
Yeah. And that's the main thing, is that the way they're releasing these now, you're having to take off time in the middle of your workday to try to click on this fucking thing. And then there's people on Twitter, which we follow, just to try to get one, who somehow know that these things are opening up.
He probably has a fucking bot.
Yeah,
then
exactly.
Then he just tells everyone.
Yeah, and it's so crazy to me that no one has figured out a way to stop this. But I'm sure the guys out there who are, designing these bot programs are quick with the whatever changes, like the CAPTCHA thing where you click on all the fire hydrants. I'm sure they're just as quick as finding new ways to exploit it. And I think that resale culture has it's ruined a lot of the things that we love.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Fuck
know?
those guys.
I'm a,
It's scientifically proven that they have tiny dicks and
yeah,
they have weak
I read
dick
that.
energy.
That was also in the Bloomberg article.
Yeah, it was right in there.
Because one thing that's crazy to me is I know people who have gotten 5 of them. And then I think of how many times you and I have tried together to try to get you one. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing that's
what
wrong?
What are we doing? And, one of my buddies who's trying to resell a bunch, he's like, yeah, I'm in a Discord chat with people who got the lockdown on it. I'm like, someone in there's got bots.
Wait, so you know someone who uses...
Yeah, he wanted to sell it to you for $900, Christian.
Okay, let's maybe...
I told him to go fuck himself.
Maybe a little happy accident happens.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
He sold 5 of them so far at $900 a piece.
I'm going to ask you who it is after the show.
Yeah, he's a piece of garbage. But yeah, I think that, and I've talked about it briefly before too, how I enjoy a fun pair of sneakers. I'm not the craziest sneakerhead out there.
That's what started the bots? Was the fucking sneaker games? With, what is it, StockX?
StockX and Stadium Goods. And
fucked it all up. Mm-hmm. The fuck you guys, sneaker guys. I'm not a sneaker person, but if you are, good for you, but also fuck you at the same time.
Well, I think the craziest part about it is, and here we are surrounded by collectible toys. There's a difference
that we got at a fair price and we didn't fuck anyone over.
Well, that's what I was going to say is there's a difference between being a collector, right? Where you're chasing down these things because you want it as part of your collection. And then maybe down the line, you want to buy a house or whatever. So you sell this collection that you've accumulated.
I'm not selling my collection. What's wrong with you?
That's like, to me, that's completely fine. And that's like the name of the game, You've held on to this stuff for a long time. You saw the value in it before anyone else did. And now you've got to benefit from that. I'm fine with that. And I think sometimes people are like, oh, you guys have a bunch of collection stuff right behind you. Well, no, this is not stuff that we bought with the intention of immediately turning around and selling it for more. To me, that's just ridiculous.
Well, and this is why they're continuously buys to keep that market hot. And it's like, fuck, dude, let the fuck everyone else who just wants one get one. Sell the fucking hoard you have now, and then fucking try again later. I don't know. But in that article, it's saying that in the long run, this is going to hurt Sony. A lot of companies aren't going to want to work with them.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I think the way that they handled it and continue to handle it for that matter. And a big part of it too is because the reason why it's so hard is they're not letting people sell it in stores because of COVID. And that's fine. I think, unfortunately, it's the world we live in. We kind of have to deal with that. But because of that, because of going solely online, that's where these predatory buyers flourish, But I'll give you another example. I've been trying to get a pair of Nike SB Dunks for a year now, basically. I don't know
what that shit means, but good for you.
SB Dunks are Nike skateboarding shoes, but they look kind of like the original Air Jordans. Okay. They're more comfy.
I actually just saw ones that have zippers now on the top. I don't know if you're trying to get those.
The furry ones? The furry green ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones I don't want to talk about. Yeah, those are the Grateful Dead SB Dunks. And so that was one of the pairs that I tried to get. And, one thing maybe a lot of people don't know is I'm a huge Grateful Dead fan, right? We live in San Francisco. They were big time in the San Francisco counterculture. They started in freaking San Mateo.
Did I never tell you Jerry Garcia's my uncle?
What?
Was my uncle? No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
Actually, same neighborhood too, Excelsior, which is nuts.
No, Andy Garcia's my uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their house is where the Ben and Jerry's freaking ice cream shop is in Hayden Ashbury, right? So I'm a huge Deadhead, and they released a pair of these SB Dunks Grateful Dead edition. They came out in yellow, blue, and green. I think.
Question.
Yeah.
So for these asshole scalpers that are taking the shoes, are they only going for a certain shoe size?
No. So here's the crazy thing about these Dunks, right? yes, those Grateful Dead ones are limited edition. So I knew it was going to be tough getting them. And I tried to get them, immediately sold out. And then I look, after I see sold out, I go over to StockX or whatever. They're selling for $1,800.
And what were they originally priced?
I think they were $140.
Suck my dick.
Mm-hmm. And so that's infuriating. But I'm like, it's okay. You know, that was a long shot. They're limited edition. Whatever, it's fine. I'll just get the next pair of Dunks that come around. Because the whole reason I want them is because, like, Air Jordan 1s kind of hurt my feet because I have fat-ass feet. And Dunks look like them, but they're a little wider. They got more cushion because they're designed for skateboarding. So I'm like, that sounds cool. Next pair comes around. Just your standard, like, I think they were blue. Okay? They're not like the Tiffany limited edition ones, or they're not the off-white ones with the little tags and shit on them. They're just regular blue Dunks.
Are you going to wear these, or these are
I'm just trying to get a pair of shoes to wear on the ground. These ones came out. They're not limited edition. They're not a collaboration. They're just a blue Dunk shoe. Immediately sold out again. Look on StockX. These ones were going for $400.
So you got them?
No, I didn't get them.
$400.
I'm not buying the shoes.
Good. Don't.
For $400. But that's what's crazy to me is that even the regular shoes are selling out immediately and reselling for crazy amounts of money, which I don't understand how Nike lets that happen.
The thing is like, if people stop buying them, they'll stop doing it.
Sure.
So don't buy from scalpers.
Right.
Like, fucking just don't do it. I get it. Like, it's tempting. I want a PS5, but I'm not going to fucking pay like double for it.
Well, and what's crazy to me is if you're Nike in this case, let's use them as an example, because they've been basically the root of this entire problem. Like, that's pretty fair, right?
Sure. It's the sneaker game that did it.
Sneaker game that did it, and notably Jordans. Like, I think Jordans was the first like exclusive shoe that everyone had to have. Everyone wanted to be like Mike. But what's crazy is, you know, the whole reason you do like collaborations like those Grateful Dead ones, right, is to create a buzz around the shoes. So those ones, limited quantities, you know, then they sell out immediately. You know, that's fine. That creates the hype. That's like those Yeezy Boost shoes that Kanye comes out with. But
I showed you the new ones, right?
Yeah,
that's fucking stupid.
They look so dumb. Kanye is an insane person. But the whole reason you do those crazy collaborations that sell out super fast is so at your regular everyday Nike store, you can sell your just blue ones, black ones, red ones, you know, just your basic bitch shoes. And people are hyped about them. They're like, well, I couldn't get those $1,800 freaking Grateful Dead ones, but I can get these $140 blue ones. But they're not doing that. Those are selling out too. Why aren't they making more of those shoes? It doesn't help Nike to have all of their shoes sell out every single time.
There's not enough of those little Asian kids to make the shoes together. They're busy.
There's so many of them, Christian. There's more every day.
Their little hands are tired. They got to rest.
But yeah, so I don't understand that, and it doesn't make sense to me. If anything, it's keeping those shoes, or you know, those toys or games or whatever, out of the hands of the people who support that company. You know what I mean? So
it could turn people away. It's like, fuck it, I don't want it. Same thing with PS5. Like, I haven't done it, but there have been times where like I could just get an Xbox. They're not that hard to get. I've definitely added them to my cart, enter my credit card information. I'm like, I could just do it. I'll have a next gen. I was like, but no, I want to play Spider-Man. There's going to be PS5 exclusives. So I was like, I'll just take it out of my cart. I was like, I'm not going to take it from someone else that really wants it. So I'll just check it out of my cart. Like, fuck it.
Right. Well, you have a conscience, and that prevented you from doing a bad thing. A lot of people out there don't have that. That's what's crazy to me. Like, is, you know, these scalpers, and that was the most interesting thing in that article that you put up, was that, you know, the games are not selling because people aren't playing them. They even said that that there aren't, the amount of consoles sold is and the amount that are active, like actually logged into PSN, are nowhere close to each other.
Exactly.
So PlayStation, like the consoles, they don't make that much money off of them.
No.
What they need, what
It's
they make money off
accessories.
of is controllers, first party games, their online subscription, their online stores.
Yesterday I went to Target, just finishing up some Christmas shopping that I couldn't do online, and I saw like a whole shelf full of controllers
Yep.
and no systems. Like, dude, clearly there's some bullshit going on.
Yeah, I've been to several stores where there's a mountain of controllers or
Headsets, charging
or
stands.
all the accessories that they make money off of, but no one's buying those because you can't resell them.
Yeah.
The only thing that's hot is the freaking consoles. So I don't know. They need to figure something out to fix this.
Everyone who has a PlayStation sign-in, they should just offer them a direct link. Hey, buy it here. When we get it, we'll send it to you directly. That's what they should fucking do. That way, at least, like, it's supposed to be a one person, per
one per person. Yeah.
Yeah. Just do it that way. Go to the people. And I guess new people who don't have PlayStations, they got to figure it out.
I think what they should do also is they should do a will call where you show up and you basically have to show photo ID to get your console.
Yeah, something.
I think that's what they used to do for tickets for like Ticketmaster and stuff.
Yeah.
That way you couldn't. I remember very distinctly, a friend of mine wanted to go see Smashing Pumpkins, right? It's one of his favorite bands. And something came up. He couldn't go to the show.
So he sold it to someone else.
So he tried to sell it to someone else, but because of the Smashing Pumpkins hate scalpers, they made it so all of their tickets are will call only. You have to show your photo ID. So
good for them.
My friend had to drive up to San Francisco. He lived in San Jose. Get his ticket at the door and hand it to the guy he sold it from. So I mean, in an emergency, you can still get rid of your ticket. You're not left without your money and without seeing the show. But it's difficult because scalpers don't want to do that. They don't want to, say, "Hey, I bought 35 tickets for my John Smith."
Yeah.
And then
Can I get those?
Hand them out. Yeah. So they need to come up with some better system, and they need to share that system with all these other retailers.
I've talked to people on Twitter. Some people are like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna wait till like a year or two when there's more games, and then people aren't like going after it." Right. And that's what's gonna fucking happen. Like people, it's gonna turn away actual people that want to play.
Yeah. Well, the problem is there's a lot of people out there with a lot of money who are still, who don't want to ruin Christmas by not getting a PS5 for their kid or whatever. And they're paying $900, $1,000. And
it's ridiculous.
And that encourages all the vultures.
If you look on eBay, they're selling just the box. And it'll say, just selling the box. System not included.
Oh, my God.
Going for like $500, $600 still. And it's just the box.
I mean, what's the play there? Are they?
I'm assuming someone wants to scam someone else. Like you get the box, you fill it with rocks or whatever, you trade it to someone, and boom, like.
Speaking of that, there is people have done that with whiskeys, very like super rare whiskeys, like Pappy Van Winkle or Macallan M, which
Just fill it with dirty water.
No, what they do is they take. People will sell the empty bottles and like the packaging that comes with it, right? On, for hundreds of dollars. And then people will fill it up with, if it's a Macallan M, which is supposed to be, it's like a 35-year-old whiskey or something like that. They'll mix maybe a couple good ones, like a couple, maybe Macallan, I don't know all their gold or whatever. And sell it like it's real.
Garbage people.
Yeah. And so the guy who doesn't know any better, who's never tried this $4,500 whiskey before, gets it. He opens up. He's like, "Oh, it's got this. Oh, look at the beautiful bottle. It's the crystal. It's made out of actual crystal." And then they take it. They're like, "Oh my God, I can taste the difference." And then they're drinking. Maybe they're drinking $100 whiskey, but
garbage people.
Yeah, yeah. My dad even told me a story back in the day where this is back in like, I don't know, the 70s or something. Some guy was like, "Hey man, I got these speakers fell off the truck. I'm trying to sell them. Listen to how good they sound." He's like, man, those sound really good. He had them hooked up to a nice receiver and everything. He's like, "All right, how much you selling for them?" "I don't know. I'll do $100 for the pair." "Damn, that sounds pretty good." He's like, "Don't worry, I got a fresh ones in the box." And they're just cinder blocks inside the box.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude. People have been taking advantage of other people forever.
Garbage people. Can't say it enough.
I just don't understand. What are we going to do about it?
I can't do shit. I don't know.
What's like, what would be, if you had to come up with a solution for, let's take the PS5, for example. What is something that they could do?
I think what I said earlier, like, you can see, like, everyone has a gamer tag. And then, I mean, I'm assuming they could see through the system, okay, this person has a PS5, this person has a PS5. Okay, this person has a PS4. Like, hey, would you like to buy a PS5?
Sure. You
can buy it from us. When we have it made, we'll mail it out to you.
Mm-hmm.
That way, at least, dude, imagine, like, you'd have a customer for life. You're like, holy shit, I didn't have to go and fight for it. Like, this is awesome. Like, I'm never leaving Sony. Like, dude, great customer service. You get the customer what they want. Scalpers are fucking out. You're not hurting your business. You're selling the right amount of games.
Yeah. I think another thing, too, is that, and this would be, there's all these, the business side of everything. But selling direct, I think, is the real way to ensure that less shenanigans happen. Because, like, Sony can't control what Best Buy and Walmart. We saw when the original launch came out, how Walmart jumped the gun and sold it before everybody.
Fuck them still for that. It fucked it up for everyone.
Yeah. And so I think that having it with the gamer tag, I think, is a good idea. And having people who have PS4s, because they know what systems you have registered.
And you know what? The people that I know that have PS5s, they only got it at launch. I don't know anyone post-launch that got one.
The only people I know who got one after launch are scalpers.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. Like,
yeah.
I don't know an actual person.
Like a human person?
A human person that got one.
With a soul?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And if you scalpers are listening, fuck you. Fuck all of you.
I just don't understand it.
Like and subscribe, though, but fuck you.
Yeah. Leave a like and subscribe, but then go kill yourself. Just kidding. But seriously. Yeah, I think that, especially for something like this where, and, I'm sure retailers are very similar. Like, they're not making money off of the consoles either. It's all the accessories and stuff. So I don't know if there would be that big of a pushback if someone like Sony or Microsoft handled all console sales directly for the first 3 months of it being out or something like that, right? And then, you'd have to sign in with your gamer tag, which kind of sucks for people who've never had a console before. But there can't be that many people who are like, I've never played video games before.
I'm curious.
I'm going to get a PS5.
Like, when Sony Direct starts, when they sell them, like, how many are they doing? Like 100 or like 25?
Or is it 20,000 and they're just selling out like crazy?
I mean, wait till you have like maybe like 3 million or something. So like, even if scalpers are getting them, the average Joe's still gonna get one.
And even if the scalpers get all of those, say 100,000, right? Then it floods their market, and then the next time they release it, maybe the regular folks can get
Sony will hopefully be making, I guess maybe not making money, but some money. But they're still making everyone happy. I don't know. There has to be a fucking better way.
Yeah, there has to be some sort of solution. Let us know either in the comments to this video or on our Instagram or Twitter, like, what's the way to fix this? I mean, aside from society getting any better, because judging from Cyberpunk 2077, it does not get any better. I mean, it's just, at some point, humans exploiting other humans has to stop, right?
I don't know.
And I know we're speaking from a place of privilege when we're talking about video games. But, this filters down to everything. The poor kids making the Nikes in Indonesia or wherever who are, making 100 shoes a day for a bowl of rice.
I keep seeing, like, a meme of Michael Jordan where it says, fuck them kids. Is that something he actually said?
I think so.
Is that like
I'm trying to remember. I think it might have been from like The Last Dance, which was the documentary.
I didn't
Very
see
interesting. It was really good.
But I've been seeing...
it's crazy how much I remembered of basketball. I'm not a big basketball fan, and I was like, oh, I fucking remembered that. I remember when Scottie Pippen was talking about leaving and he was hurt that time. I was like, oh my God.
Well, these were legends. I mean, I don't watch sports either, but like I knew about that.
Yeah, I know. And the Dream Team and everything.
Yeah.
So cool.
I'm wondering, anyone who knows, did he actually say
Fuck
that?
them kids.
Fuck them kids.
I'm pretty sure he did. Because like
I'm wondering what was
one thing that is entirely worth watching that that documentary, The Last Dance, with talking about the what was it, the last run of the awesome Chicago Bulls, was that Michael Jordan's like a fucking asshole.
Oh, I've heard stories of like waiters serving on him. Like he won't leave a tip, and he'll say, "Your tip was the privilege of serving me." Like, dude, who the fuck says that?
Yeah, well, it's crazy. Like he also had a crazy. Here's the origin of "fuck them kids." Yeah, it looks like freaking Michael Jordan was that time CP3. I don't know who that is. Bet Michael Jordan if he missed 3 shots, that his whole basketball camp gets free Jordans.
And he said, "Fuck them."
He said, "Fuck them kids," and missed.
Wow.
Did that really happen? Let's watch. He's about. This is a long. Well, it's not that long. But that's crazy.
That's how famous he is.
Yeah.
He can say something like "fuck them kids," and it affects him 0.
If he missed 3 shots, then his whole. Oh, so he had to miss 3 shots, and the whole camp would get it, and he just sunk all the 3-pointers.
Wow. And then after, fuck them kids.
That's so awesome. I'm gonna watch that with volume on later. That's amazing. Michael Jordan plays to win.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Fuck that.
Fuck them kids.
Oh, helping kids or losing?
Nah, fuck it.
Fuck, I'm not losing.
Yeah. I will not tarnish my reputation by giving kids free Jordans.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, and he's just a multi-billionaire, I'm
Yeah,
sure,
he
because
doesn't
of all
do
the
shit.
freaking Jordans. He doesn't care who gets him. Sorry if this was a bit of a downer episode, everyone.
The next one will be funny.
The next one will be more lighthearted, I promise, unless something terrible happens. But, who knows? But we hope you guys all have an amazing Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever. This is going to come out the day before, I think, Christmas Eve.
Oh.
Or 2 days before.
Shit.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas.
That was
Hope you got a PS5. Hope you didn't pay $900 for it. And again, let us know in Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. If you can comment on TikTok. Why would they
Yes.
make it if they couldn't comment?
Yes,
right?
you can.
Let us know, how would you solve scalpers, and what would you like to do with them? I think scalping them is
Yeah.
I think
Seems
that's
appropriate.
I mean, worked for the Native Americans.
I don't know.
I mean, it didn't really work. I mean, we're here, so
Wait, you're here.
yeah, I'm here.
We're Italian, so I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we were the Mexicans of Europe for a long time.
for a long time.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
somehow you got absorbed in.
Well, Mussolini had a lot to do with
That's
that.
true. He's like, wait, you didn't murder people? Get over here, man.
Yeah, come
You
on.
guys are so bad.
Yeah. Well, as long as you escaped under that asshole.
There we go.
There you go. You came to the right team. Now work in our factories.
Yeah, there we
Fuck. Make sure you guys are checking out nerdswithfriendspodcast.com for all of our information, all of our social media biz. You can also pick up a bag of our delicious tea. Definitely won't get to you in time for Christmas if you're listening to this, but it might get there in time for New Year's.
Yeah, I mean, it's still cold. You can warm yourself up.
Yeah,
with a nice-
exactly. If you
nice
already
cup of
bought
tea.
some, makes a great gift. Give it away.
There you go.
It's fun stuff. And then also, guys, again, like and subscribe on YouTube. We do appreciate it. And leave us some comments. Christian, I hope you get a PS5.
Yeah, me too. Maybe for Nabda. Maybe I'll get it.
Yeah, maybe. And, to all the scalpers out there, I fucking hate you.
All of you.
But to all the nerds out there, remember, you're not alone. You're with friends. This is Nerds with Friends. Thank you, and good night. And Merry Christmas. And Happy Holidays.
Happy Hanukkah.
And Happy Festivus for the rest of us.